where I step out into public spaces with my film crew and I ask random strangers to play a role in a movie. Now, if they accept, I'll direct them through an improvised scene. I have no clue what kind of film we're going to create, because every scene and every new character will directly affect the overall narrative and structure of the movie. Let's see what we get.
The idea of going to random locations and asking strangers and putting them together to create a short film just on the spot is such a great way to expose people who may not be interested in film or the arts in general to get some exposure to it and to get a feel for it and to improve their day just by being able to play pretend for a bit. It kind of makes you think of childhood and the carefreeness of just going on the playground and going into another world for a while. So it's a really great concept, and the end result, the short film that we see made, is quite good for all things considered. It's quite impressive, and I think it's a testament to the idea at the center of this all, which is again to expose people more to the arts that might not otherwise get that exposure. So a great web series idea that definitely shows its sustainability in the long term.
I thought this one was really smart. What a great idea for an experimental film to take us through it all as well, show us how it's about to be made, and then show it being made and make it and do it and include all these great cinematic elements that you would expect in a fully fleshed out and rehearsed film, like a montage and, character arc and progression. I just thought it was all really smart and absolutely well executed.
Really enjoyed the concept. It was a clever way to set it up. Lighting was great. The sound really helped carry the story along. The editing was spot on for this, and this was not the easiest thing to shoot, and it just pulled together so well. And then to see the final product at the end was really enjoyable.
Props to Yuval for coming up with this idea. It was really creative, and his editor really did a good job to make the stories click together at the end. Music at the end was upbeat to justify the cause. And for an improvised film, I would have to say that the camera operator did a fantastic job of catching all the scenes with a steady hand. The sound was clear, and the actors and the actresses were good sports for joining in on the film as well.
I thought it was super creative, very funny. I liked that they, you got to see the process, the creative process before the actual, editing and filming and all that. I really like this. I would love to see, I feel like this could be just a whole series or like a web series of doing all these different genres of, like you have the running competition one, you have like a romantic comedy one, you have, some kind of like environmental disaster movie or something like that. I really liked it. I thought it was funny. It was great that the setting was great and it was shot really well considering all the circumstances. I'm sure that it was pretty difficult to navigate that amount of just traffic and people and getting it all together. But yeah, I would be interested to learn even more about how this went down. So yeah, really dug it. Great job.
I thought that it was really interesting to kind of see how it could come together and what really could be done when it came to the actual short itself, just based off of basically one actor or director that was kind of improvising and having a semi-clear idea, and then the camera guys themselves. But beyond that, it was editing and then just average people that he had ran into making the film itself. So the end product, I was definitely interested when we got there, interested to see it once he'd kind of started to find the people that were going to volunteer to be a part of this. So I thought that was super, super interesting. And then the movie itself, the short itself, was better than I thought it was gonna be. I mean, because you hear like, oh, I'm gonna ask random people in New York City to take 5-10 minutes of their day and do this scene like that I'm just gonna make up on the spot. Like, I'm gonna be real honest, I didn't have the highest hopes. I didn't, and like that was probably my bad. I should expect more out of people, but the film itself turned out much better than I thought it was going to, and I'd definitely be curious to watch other episodes to see, because I feel like the sports was an interesting kind of jumping off point, so I'm curious to see how else he would do other scenes.
Sure, it's such a unique story because seeing the reality and like how it's made before you actually see like the final result is so interesting. Like seeing all these random people, like some saying yes, some saying no, it's like so like intriguing because you're wondering like, will this person have enough actors for the film at the end? And then seeing all these people who are just like random bystanders, like doing such a good job in this film and like improvising somewhat but still having like the role that they were assigned to play. It's so interesting. It was really funny to watch, and the end result was like so good, and I would love to see this as like a regular like series type of thing, like different genres each time and like different parts of the world each time. That would be like super interesting to see.
Such a cool concept. I love the idea of doing a completely improvised film because you never know what is going to happen or how it's going to turn out and what the story is going to be. And it ended up having a really nice morals ending to the story, which is when the woman said, you know, in regards to the marathon, it's not about winning, it's just about finishing. And then he was like, well, that could also be a metaphor for life. Like, it's not about getting all of the things and being successful and winning at life. You just have to like get to the end, just one foot in front of the other. And it was beautiful, and it was so cool seeing these just like regular people being like, yeah, sure, I'll do a film for you, for sure, I'll play this character. Everybody did such a great job, and especially I think he was the coach. He was so motivating and he was so into it, and like he committed to his role, and I respected it. This was super cool, and I'm definitely gonna look up the film and see if there's more. I assume that there is.